Good morning, traders. Are you ready? Are you ready to start? This is it. Live trading with Benzinga. We've already started this show before, but if you're brand new to the show, smash that like, hit the subscribe below, hit the share button. We're about to get towards the open. Let's go ahead and bring on the one, the only, Ryan Faloona.
Mitch, I gotta say, I love your intro voice. I love the Michael Buffer thing that you're going for. You need to give us a "Let's get ready to rumble" someday.
Oh, you have no idea. I've been in trouble for doing little sports commentary before. Let's say, really big plays have happened in college football. I've done recordings over them. You don't want to hear them. I've been kicked out of the College Hall of Fame for it. So
kicked out of the College Hall of Fame. Damn, I didn't know what I was getting into there.
Hey, that's the only way I know how to do it, man. Loud and proud.
Hey, man, I'll take that.
Well, on this note, if you guys are really that curious, I did for a while there. I wanted to be like a professional sports broadcaster, and I actually attended sports broadcasting camp as a kid.
Must have been fun.
And I do have, there are my parents' house. There are tapes of me as a middle school / junior high kid calling sporting events.
Hey, Spencer, we're gonna make that dream a reality.
They're all on cassettes though. So if we need to get a cassette player to play them.
So I'm learning so much about my teammates right now. This is making me so happy. When I was in high school, I was in the radio program, and I would call high school football games for my high school. I absolutely loved it too. I wanted to do that so bad. I'm still interested in doing that. Cubs, Bears, Hawks, call me. I got you.
I'll tell you what, I got you guys a little surprise today. Let's start the show right. I thought we'd get something fun going. Hey, who knows? We might get hit for a copyright. You got to try something new. Let's try it right here.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher. Choi.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
Wait, what was that from?
From the movie 21. How do you not know that movie?
Was that, I know the movie. Was that like a video game of them?
No, it was literally your face in it. We'll give it the face app.
Who made that? App.
Hey, me and Ember are working hard. We're trying to bring you guys something cool. And at the end of the day, it's like I said in the intro, don't be the gambler. Let's work on our process here together as a family and keep building on up. Let's go. Hit that share button. Let's get 600 people in here.
I just brought up Ryan's screen.
Yep. So let me just really quickly cover. I know we've got 4 minutes here till the bell. One of the things I'm watching, in addition to some of the plays that we get off movers, which is the same every day, it's the same setup you've seen. I'm actually watching one of my longer term holds here. This is ticker SMSI, Smith Micro Software. This is a mobile device security play that I have. A couple of smart people that I've been following for a long time have been accumulating this name for a while, and the outlook here seems pretty good. What's interesting, the reason it's up today is it actually had a really good earnings report last night and then was upgraded this morning. You can find all of that information in your news feed here if you want to go into the details of that. Was given an $11.10 price target by Dawson James. Obviously, that's going to be a bullish catalyst. Full disclosure here on my position, I'm actually long the stock from 571, so I'm only long from 3 cents under where we're at right now. I've actually been bag holding this for a little bit, but it's not been bad, and it's totally fitting within my trade plan. So target here, I'd like to get out anywhere between 11 and 15. I'm definitely going to wait for double digits, 12 to 18 month time horizon. Today's news seems really good. I want to see how it actually trades today. Does it give these gains back, or does it continue to make a move up? Arlene, ticker is SMSI, Sandy month, Sandy, India. I don't know what the M number is. As far as the other ones that are on my watch list, I actually this Scores Media props to Mitch. I know, Mitch, you were talking about this one for a while. It's awesome waking up and having your holdings being up massively like this. So congratulations. Hopefully there's some whiskey in that coffee you got right there. As far as potential day trades today, I'm going to look here at HUSN and ENSC. ENSC, I have to be really careful on because I actually took a loss on this the other day and I'm still a little salty about it. So I got to be very careful not to revenge trade to get my money back here and be tactical about it. These are probably going to be the two best ones, along with METX here. So we're going to have the most amount of volume. So that's what I got on my plate this morning.
Just to preview everyone what to expect for this show today, we're going to hang out, Mitch, Ryan, myself. At 10 o'clock, we will be joined by one of our viewers. We put the call out last week. If you want to hop on the show, email us, shows at Benzinga. This person did. He'll hop on for a few minutes with us at 10. At 10:30, I'll have Tony Benson join the show as well until 11. And then at 11, Mitch and I are going to hang out by ourselves. No SPACs today. At 11:30, we're going to have the CEO of one of the high-flying stocks from yesterday, BeyondSpring, ticker BYSI, on this stream 2 hours from now, actually. So that's the plan for this show. And then I have a big announcement for what's going to happen after this show, but I'll wait.
We call that a tease in the industry, Spencer. I think anyone that was interested in BYSI from earlier this week should absolutely tune into that interview. I know I'm going to be. I suspect we're going to get some information out of that.
We'll find out what the hell happened yesterday as best we can. Anyway, 9:29, and we're going to open here in like 15 seconds, and then we'll go. We'll be off to the races.
Off to the races, my friends.
Seattle Seahawks. The show is like crack. Yes, but
that's a good thing.
But legal. Legal.
I hope that's a good thing.
Here,
schedule one, baby.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, we're off. Watch my pro scanner populate. Here we go. Ooh. Okay.
All right, let's do this, guys.
What do you guys, while we're waiting for trade setups, what do you guys make of the Robinhood offering?
Well, I took a quick look at the filing on pre-market payoff this morning, and it was all like VCs, right? People who were in from before the IPO. So that's why I'm asking. Probably just saw what happened yesterday, and they're like, all right, we want to take some profits here, make some money, get out. I don't think there's anything like any reason to read too much into it. It's not as if Robinhood is selling more shares, which would be something else. So
I just can't help it. It feels dirty. You know what I mean? Like, even if there is no intention, it just feels dirty. Huge run up, then just offering right into those buyers. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Okay. As much as we've been talking this morning about, AMC breaking down, AMC is ripping here. We just broke 32. We were at $28 at 5 a.m. We're at $32 now. So we're up $4 here just this morning.
Whoa.
Yeah. Up 8%. AMC, watch it.
Yeah, and your level here, look at this. Look where it stopped, guys. Look where it stopped. Yesterday's after-hours lows is where the spike stopped today. Not a coincidence. I'm telling you. Watch that level. We take that out, you might have some more upside here.
All right, guys, looking at energy right off the top, went positive about 0.5% already. I'm looking to see if I can get into Gush and do a little day trade for us. Trying to do a little bit more day trading action here for us. We'll see if we are able to get in.
I can't find my.
Just real quick, just kind of a check in here. NAII, this is a Natural Alternatives International. This is a company that makes supplements for different types or ingredients for health supplements. All-time high yesterday, 52-week high yesterday. Really kind of busted out of this triple top. I'm actually expecting some news here. I've been long this stock since the low 15, so I wouldn't chase it here. But I'm actually hoping for this stock to eventually make its way to 30. Again, same type of time frame there, 12 to 18 months. Really nice to see the break yesterday. We're pulling back a little bit today. That's normal. I want to see this level tested. Just kind of looking around here. Houston, this looks interesting on a break of 444. No position yet. Going to watch it. HUSN.
Right, trying to get a fill here in Gush. We'll let you know if I get a fill here at the VWAP. Order's out, but we'll see if we get a fill. just walking through the
Wait,
move
Gush?
there. Yeah,
Did you
Gush.
say? Okay.
Let's pay attention here. What else? What are the things we got moving right here? Financial services are up right now.
MVIS moving.
Insurance, MVIS.
MVIS moving, yeah, really kind of pushing here on volume too. Unsure. Sorry, I don't have it up, Spence. My bad. Let me pull it up. Looks like it snapped that 1395 spot and really kind of pushed up here. Not really sure what's going on. If there's maybe it's just a chat room or FinTwit or something.
Edit is my biggest mover here this morning. EDIT.
Gene editor's nice.
Yeah, so you can see here. Let me pull up a chart so y'all can see. Yeah, big mover off the open. So watching edit. I keep this newsfeed window open on the bottom right just so I can, try to understand if there's a headline or not, because knowing whether or not there is a headline is important. So in Edit's case, an upgrade this morning, but that's not going to bump the stock up 10%. So no. This is more of a viral play of the day than it is any news catalyst.
How are the other gene editors doing? Like NTLA, that's up today too. 140 man. NTLA, what a monster that was. NVTA, another one there.
That's really great recall, man. NTLA and what was the other one?
NVTA.
Right, NVTA, right.
NTLA is a tough one for me because I was trading this puppy when it was around $20.
Oh,
so when I look at it and it has a $148 price tag, I'm a little pissed I didn't hold it, but can't win them all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, STBC, you're asking about AMD. Where do you think it can go? Let's take a look here at the chart. So this breakout, this definitely is going to give it some oomph, if you will. Let me kind of zoom out here and see. Wow. I'd actually look for this to consolidate here before taking the next leg up. 130 seems feasible by the end of the year, but I actually want to see some of this sideways action here. I don't think I want to see big, tall green candles all the way up to 130. You're going to have a harsh rug pull on that. I'd like to see it consolidate here right around 115, maybe a little bit lower, 110 to 115 before taking the next move up to 130. That seems to be a good level here. I'd want to do a little bit more investigating with the fib extension tool. Let's see what we can. I would do it off this last one too.
You don't see this very often. Well, right now, I'll wait till you're done with that, and then I'll go to my.
Yep. Yeah, so this gives me about 136. That's probably my area there. I would actually stick this a little bit lower, maybe 130 to 135 possible target. But before we go there, I'd like to see this consolidate a little bit.
All right, guys, got that VWAP gush on there. We'll see if we can sell up to 65.30s. That's what we're going to be looking to sell into. A little push there. Sell 50% position there, and then look for an extension out.
You don't see this every day. So SCR is being taken over, right, by PENN. So first off, it's a pretty hefty discount that the market's pricing in right now, because if you go here to the newsfeed, look at SCR, you can see the takeover price. It's a stock and cash deal, but it comes out to $34 a share. So $34 is your bogey on that, and you can see that it was at what, 29. Actually sold off. You almost never see this happen.
No, it's true.
Where a stock that's being acquired sells. I say sell off is maybe a strong word, but you have 3 straight down 1 minute candles off the open here. So not only is there already a pretty hefty discount between the trading price and the takeover price, again, 28 versus $34, but it's actually trading lower today from the open. Very interesting.
My best guess on that, Spencer, is going to be profit taking, right? These are people that are not necessarily in this for the long term and wanted to take gains on the big top. That's the best I got for you.
I think you're exactly right. Dave Portnoy is big in this. He got a lot of people big in it. You can see, and the news has been out for a couple hours now. You see, it's all over Twitter. People, yes, this is my big payday. They come in this morning, they sell. I think you're absolutely spot on, Ryan.
Yeah, and I think some of the other action that we've seen in some of these names here, some of these popular names that get talked about quite a bit, they go up and everything's really good, and then they kind of pull back. So I know, especially for me, when I was a new investor, after I saw that a few times, I was a little bit quicker on the trigger to take gains that might be playing into SCR2. I suspect there's some overlap with the people playing this and the people that were playing some of those meme stocks. Just a guess, though.
Interesting reversal here this morning. A lot of reopening stocks. You look at actually, it's not just reopenings. It's stocks that had earnings, right? Roku, Uber, Lyft, all trading down all morning, all bouncing off the open here this morning. Shout out to Steven who just put that out there in the chat. But yeah, we've talked about earnings dips, and
how about Square? How about Square? Looks like STBC again calling out Square in the chat here, looking strong. Indeed, that candle is a monster off the open here. And it
was over the weekend they reported,
yeah.
All right, guys, just want to call out some industries here and sectors to watch. Financial services up from the open about 0.5%. A lot of times when I'm going to talk from the open, not necessarily the overall here, but definitely energy, almost a whole percentage, 0.8%, up from the open. Basic materials also about half. So energy, basic materials, and financial services are the up sectors from the open.
Hey, I have a random question. Ryan, since you're so much better at Thinkorswim than I am, do you know how to link my charts up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I do. I've been wondering. Okay.
For sure. Here. You know what? Let me see if I can do this right now.
Out to sell into this push if we get this nice push and gush.
Let me see. When Mitch is done with his screen, Spencer, flip over to mine real quick and we'll take a look here. All right, so here's an example of one of the screens that I use in my brokers. And you can see I actually have some of the chart linking that Spencer's talking about. The charts at the top here, these are going to be my market, right? The SPY and the ES, and then also the Nisei tick chart. But then down here, I have these three charts linked together with three different time frames, right? So I have a daily, a 5-minute, and a 1-minute. And the reason you do this is because if you want to flip a ticker in here, if you want to just change to a different stock, it'll change all three for you instead of having to change all three. So Spencer, the way to do this, and for anyone else that's interested in this, select the charts that you want to link and then click this little color bar.
Yeah.
And then just link them in similar colors.
Gosh, I'm so bad at Thinkorswim. I really am.
You're 2% better now, Spencer, and that's what we go after.
That's exactly right.
Real quick here on ZY before we check back in on Gush. ZY here, huge sell-off a couple of days ago. It's definitely bouncing here, but ideally I want to have it get over this level, right? A pop over 1346 might be attractive for a day trade. I would not hold this. Not something that I would hold long term.
Sold half there, might sell the rest.
Are you on Gush?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry, I missed this. Explain this. What was your plan here?
This is just a VWAP bounce trade.
Gotcha.
And one of the things is this stock, this industry was hit hard yesterday. So it's kind of more of a reversal opening trade momentum, just pushing it back up. Doesn't necessarily mean we can get to the 66, but that's kind of like the out extending look. Right now, it kept holding VWAP every time it came back. That was a good sign. And now it just pushed through the resistance. The key now is it holding that VWAP and moving average on any pullbacks here. That moving average right now, the 9 moving average, let's just let it curl underneath it. If it keeps curling, we're still in it.
And you're selling half there. That's kind of risk management, right? Just to make sure you don't give all those gains back. If it
got to take some profit, right?
Sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, from this point on, I wouldn't let it even get past break even.
Good discipline right there.
No longer risk put on, essentially. That's how a lot of times I want to trade, guys. I want to take some good profit first into the move. Maybe I got it correct. Maybe I got it wrong. But one thing I don't want to do is let the stress stay at a high pace. So if the faster you can get to that 50% sell and then hold no matter what to a break even, then you're essentially in the green, right? And so this is a good way to battle and get into the green. We'll see if this kind of continues moving on up and gets up there towards the 66 breakout.
And whoever in chat was mentioning ZY, yeah, this thing is the number one mover on my up scanner this morning. So,
guys, watch Pixie on a 208 break. Pixie, Pixy, Papa India X-ray Yankee. This actually just popped from 199 on a 199 snap up to 205. Pre-market high is 208. Some unusually large prints for this name here. Not sure if it goes, but it just feels like it's not trading like it normally does. This is just one of those little small caps here. So I'm gonna watch it above 208. No position, not in a rush here. I already broke my rule once this week by buying too early. I'm certainly not going to do it again. Definitely going to learn from my mistakes.
All right, guys, going to put out an order at 65 90s, 92 right now as we start pushing on up, trying to sell into this push, sell into strength versus sell into weakness.
Smart. FLGC halt.
FLGC still making moves?
oh, AMC.
Man,
1211.
that Flora growth stock, I just don't know who's in this, but man, there's definitely some push in that stock.
There's pushing your gush right now, Mitch. Nice call, my man.
Yeah, well, one of the things is what I like to use, right, is to go off more of the sector analysis than essentially it's just picking this one. And why did I go for Gush? Because it's a leverage, right? It's 2x. So It should give me that momentum look if that's what I'm expecting.
I'm a little surprised to see Cook trading higher this morning by 5%. Weber just downsized their IPO and priced it below the expected range. So Cook, which IPO last week, is a peer of Weber. Would have thought you would see that relationship play out this morning in Cook, but I guess not so far. AMC, I know, guys. I know AMC. Holy, that was so short-lived, right?
Oh man,
that was so short-lived.
All right, let's start looking at let's try to find some other plays here. PBR is one of the strongest oil stocks today, like just to point out an actual oil stock. Let's start looking at some other plays here. Man, the coal plays, dude.
Oh my gosh, Moderna is not going to the coal plays and the vaccine plays. Honestly, it is honestly insane.
Honestly, I've never played a coal stock.
Why don't I buy Moderna? Why didn't I buy Moderna? I should just buy it now. This is the hard part, right? When you think you wanted to buy it all this time and you didn't, and you waited. Do you chase now, or this is the hardest part right here? I find so.
That's called chasing. Pixie 207 bid, theater guys on that. It is really holding up here. The volume here makes me think that this is not done for the day. Sorry, I had AMC up.
That's right.
And when it comes to those vaccine plays, I'm sorry if this rubs people the wrong way, but I think that one of the reasons it's running so much is because a couple of months ago we didn't really know that the booster shots were going to be required, and it looks like they're going to be. I just. I'm not trying to make a statement here on the vaccines one way or another, but I think that's why you have some continued run in some of those names. And Spencer, don't feel bad about Moderna. I said Moderna was a decent buy at 18, and some guy literally attacked me on LinkedIn, said I was going to be unemployed soon, went to Jason to tell him what a bad guy I was. Stock's above, 350 now? What was the Moderna price?
I bet that guy doesn't have I bet that guy doesn't have his own stream, so take that, anonymous person on Twitter.
Just like the person that gave me hell for mentioning SCR on Monday.
How's that going for him?
He doesn't have his own stream, so
wow, huge pull on Pixie got bought. Oh my gosh!
Don't look at SCR. Nah. What are you doing?
Yeah, all right. I'm not going to chase Moderna. I can't chase Moderna up here. I can't do it. So it's not going to. Yeah, it just goes against everything. But oh wow, what a move! What a rip!
I know it's a monster. And look at this daily, dude. I mean, of course, everyone wants to be in stocks like that. That's just what a chart. What a chart. Just absolute monster move here.
Do you know about this HUSN, Hudson Capital?
I don't know much about the name. It was on the scanner as one of the plays today. Say again, Mitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
for
it's
running
making
over.
moves for sure. I
Yeah.
can see it, keep coming up towards this 450 resistance. You look at the 5-minute chart, you'll see multiple smacks right there at 450s. We'll see if this one can hold a pullback here. It's trying to come back towards the support and then get some volume. Not seeing much there, but it's an interesting one.
No, I like this, Mitch. And you can see here, we're doing exactly what we had hoped, right? We're up here in the pre-market. We want to come back into one of these support levels. We want to hold it and move back up towards the highs. That's exactly what you're seeing here. It looks like we're coming off 408. 450 seems like a really good target here.
All right, so now I want to point at what's in the red today. So in the red from the open, basic materials has started to move in there. So that looks like a turnaround there. Healthcare is actually a tiny bit in the red. And then utilities is literally almost break even. So now we're starting to see going into the green. Consumer cyclical at the top, guys. Let's start taking a look at that. Look at this chart. Look at this chart right here. This is what it's all about. Find the rotation. Find the rotation. Consumer cyclical. Let's start finding what stocks are moving in there and why they are moving. All right, so I'll go ahead and I'll point at what is up at the top of that. Of course, that's SCR, but that's not what we're going to look at right now. One stock breaking out that's a bigger stock. I know this is a monster stock, so it's hard to trade. Is Meli, MELI. That's Mercado Libre. So specialty realtor moving up. Wayfair up 10%. Look at that push. Let's take a look at some other ones here. ASTR. Looks like there's a space move being put on.
Isn't Mercado Libre like Amazon?
Yes, it's exactly like that.
Okay.
It's a marketplace. Yeah, you can just think about it that way. TUP up also. I know that one had recent earnings, so it's up pretty good amount. RSI, baby. I have to come sell my bag in a second, guys.
Nice. Very nice.
No, I'm just going to take off some of it. One thing I like to do, guys, is so if I do risk up and I have to average down in a position, when I get it back into the green, I lower it down to a regular position size so that I at least can, if for any reason I'm not paying attention to it and it comes right back into the red, I'm not just leaving that share size up to risk.
Smart.
Yeah, I'd rather limit risk a lot of the times than worry too much about I have to make a profit. I have to make a profit. That's when you start getting yourself into trouble.
Theater guy asking, what's up with Beam, Bravo, Echo, Alpha, Mike? I don't know. Really powerful move right off the open here. High volume too. Lots of buying interest. Let's look to the left, see what we got on the daily. Looks like we're kind of coming off of a support here, trading back up through 100. Looks like we kind of want to take a look at these high. I think that this has got some more room to the upside here. Be careful chasing this candle, though. I'm not really sure what's going on. I'd like to hear some news on this. I'd like to hear exactly what's going on. Don't know, though.
All right, guys, I'm going to point out an industry here. Leisure making moves up. ASTR, Seas, that's SeaWorld's Entertainment, golf, in that making a move up. So maybe Eli gets some sympathy off of that. BTN up about 4%. Booking up about almost 4.7%. That's an interesting one. Six Flags moving straight up. That's an interesting one also. One that I like that is a competition to Eli's DS, Drop Shack. I'm going to take a look at that one. And from that being on, you can also look, Carnival's up today. Not a bad looking play. So looking like some reopening plays moving up. Cruise lines moving. That's not looking bad.
Everything is moving here. It does seem like there's a lot of green here. I mean, look at Square.
Lots of green.
A lot of green. All the indexes are in the green.
Well, this is good because yesterday we were pretty sideways and the market rolled over a few times. So I'd like to see all the indexes in the green today. That'd be nice. Hopefully we stay that way. Shout out to GoGo real quick. GoGo looked like they had impressive earnings and a nice little push past that. This was a long-term hold for me. Sorry, I was looking at one of the stocks Paul suggested. Let me flip to GoGo here. This is one of those. This stock was a long-term hold for me. I was first buying this down in the 3s. Took most of my profit in the 11s. Initially wanted 15 to 20. And didn't really get it on this last kind of push here. I didn't really get my fill at 15, and when it started to sell off, I just kind of closed my position out. Had been holding this for several years. Really, really nice to see here. I think eventually this company does go to 20. I do not have any position in this right now. I would consider re-adding. I'd probably play this through the options market. But I know a lot of people that have been believing in this stock for a long time. It makes me really happy to see this trading up, even with myself not in it. So nice little move on GoGo. SMSI, some nice volume today. Looks like it's trading pretty well here. Let me go ahead and flip over to that. This area is a pretty big spot, right? This 575, 576 area. If we take a look at the chart here, it's been around this level. There's a huge battle around this level. So clearing this level out and now using it as support would be big for this stock going forward here. I'm already long this, so if you don't have a position, might not be a good time to chase here. But I'd like to see this break above 576 and then actually hold it as support.
Looks like we're getting a hell of a good move in gambling stocks. If you want to take a look at some of those, RSI up about 7%, Gamble up about 4.5%, GAN up about 4%. That's definitely probably moving off of the sympathy from the deal that happened. So will this be long-lived? I honestly would even put my hands up and be like, no, just take it easy. One of the things is we're trying to see big reversals on these gambling stocks, especially the weekly candles.
For those interested, the top trending stocks this morning on Benzinga Pro, and this is a measurement of these are the most searched tickers. Number 1, BYSI. Again, the CEO will be on here at 11:30 Eastern time. Number 2, Robinhood. Number 3, Moderna. Number 4, AMD. These are and number 5 was ENSC. Those are the top 5 most searched tickers this morning on Benzinga Pro. BYSI, Hood, Moderna, AMD, and ENSC.
So ENSC, remember how I told you before the market opened that I wanted to get my money back here, but I wanted to be very, very careful and not revenge trade this. This is what happened to me the last time I traded it. I definitely thought we were going to push above one of my levels. It was absolutely slammed. I thought it would come back. It looked like it was trying to come back. Nope, slammed again. And I was like, all right, that's it. I'm out. Took a loss on this. Glad I didn't try this again here. Sometimes it's worth it to learn your lessons on your losses, folks. This one was brutal.
So we're getting questions in the chat here. How could we approach Six Flags? So Six Flags was in a bear trend, right? This was the bear trend yesterday. What you're seeing over this on the left side. This is the breakout that you get today, right? And so one of the things that I like to do is draw a trend line from the multiple times that it tried to break above this level. If you wanted to draw a horizontal line there, you could kind of draw it at the body. But one of the things is I draw this and I want it to come back towards these levels and really find support when it comes on this pullback. So 39.75 would be kind of more of the look on the downside. You want it to kind of come to these moving averages. This is the 9 and the 200. So now that we got the 200 underneath it, let the volume come back towards that 200 moving average and really pick up, then get right back up. This is one of those that I definitely take a look at that moving average, especially when you see that 200 right on it. It's a good sign. It could definitely turn back around here and then get back above 41 today.
Love it, Mitch.
It's a good one. I like when I see those 200 moving averages right underneath them. I mean, it's a
really good support level. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Do you ever use the 500, Mitch?
I'm trying to show a little bit more of moving averages because I want traders to see how it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's because a lot of traders have this on their charts that it actually becomes a support. Yeah. It's because that many traders are looking at these levels. And so have I used the 500? Yeah, you could use the 500. I mean, I've used so many, the 50, the 20. Some people like instead of an exponential moving average 9, they just use a simple moving average 8. There's so many moving averages. That's why I kind of got away from them because I felt like it was just all over the place. But I like to, if I'm going to keep it simple, the ones that I like are a regular moving average of 200 and then an exponential 9 EMA.
Yeah, I'm with you there. The reason I asked about the 500 is because one of our viewers, 13, uses it quite a bit. And I've seen a number of times where the price has just absolutely pinned right on the 500. So I've started incorporating that more on my own.
Guess what, guys? Boom, baby. Gushing it. Gushing
all right.
it.
Nice
Gushing
trade,
it.
Mitch.
650s.
Bring that register.
65 94s. Top shares from 64.14.
Very nice.
Let's do it. All right, but now we're getting towards that 10 o'clock, right? So
Yes.
this is when we got to start looking for those reversals because you can get caught because everyone's just looking one way. And so a lot of times it even happens to me. Right now I've been seeing so many stocks go up. I want to jump into stocks, right? This is when I start going and I put a little bit of the blinders on and I say, hold on a second. You're getting towards that reversal time. Make sure you don't get that flip put on you.
We always talk about 10 a.m. reversal.
Yeah,
And
it's
People
common.
pick the time of the day.
Spencer, one of the things that you mentioned earlier, SCR. Pull up SCR real quick if you had. I can pull it up on mine too.
Yeah, pull
Right
it up.
back to 31. Theater Guy, good spot, man. Theater Guy's eyes are all over the place today. Absolutely love it. You're really, really balling. You were right here about we don't really see this very often. It's sold back down, coming right back up, right back to 30. What would you say the price was? 34?
34 is
Yeah.
the cash plus the stock ends up at 34. So, wow, yeah, good, nice call out there. I didn't see it come back all the way back.
Me either. Theater Guy's got his eyes peeled. I love it. Absolutely love it.
You got to keep an eye on it. Got to keep an eye.
Okay, let's do this in a couple of minutes. We're going to bring on one of our viewers. If you want to come on our show, shoot us a line. I'm going to put the email up on the screen right now. It's shows@benzinga.com. We do respond to emails, usually, if you're nice, most of the time. And let us know. And what happened here is we put the call out last week. We said, hey, you want to come on, email us? And this person did. Jesse, and I hope his microphone and I don't know if his camera's turned on, but I hope his mic is working. There we go. Yeah, now we're in business. All right, let's see what we got here. Jesse, what's going on, man? How we doing?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's my mic sound?
You sound great. You look good. Oh, you're outside.
Welcome.
Yes, I am outside. I got some work going on, putting in new cabinets in my kitchen. So there's a bunch of drilling and banging and stuff going on. So
you don't trade from the backyard every day, from the patio?
This is not my normal setup, but it works when you have the right mobile gear. You can still make things happen. It was a struggle, but I made it work.
Nice.
Good, fun stuff looking at this morning. Did you guys just mention SCR?
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I was watching it when it broke past that open at. I was looking at the. Let's see here. It was 29.34 when it broke down, and then it came right back through that large volume that came in right there at 9.45. Once that came in right there, that's where I was looking at it long. And then right now, I mean, it looks like it's just going to keep going.
Well, now the trade is over, more or less, because there are going to be arbitrage traders that keep the price. In theory, they should keep the price below $34 because you always want to price it that the deal might not happen. In theory, I don't know where they would price it in at. Anywhere from, I would say, around 32, 33 would seem to be your logical ceiling here, but who the hell knows?
You never know, right?
Yeah, exactly. You never know with this one. What else are you watching this morning, man?
I was watching MMAT because of that suspension that happened this morning. It caught my eye, and they went all the way up over 360. They were up 10%. They're sitting hovering right around that 4 or 5. They're leaking now, but it was a nice move for a lot of the. I know it's been in the chat a lot. A lot of people were holding that TRCH before everything merged through, and then now this one's just done nothing but just drop. But then I guess they're buying someone here. I think is what the news came out this morning. Buying somebody. I forget who it was. Sorry.
Well, that's what we got the pro for. Check it out.
Nanotech Security Corp.
Nanotech Security Corp
for $90.8 million. I mean, usually
NTSFF. Holy, you're going way off the board here. Okay. That's a lot of volume, though. That's almost a million shares traded this morning. But yeah, that's a thin one. Holy cow.
Yeah. But,
nice.
And then we were watching. We played Ford on the swing to the downside after the earnings, along with GM, which was a good play. But then this morning, everything's kind of just been one of those things where I think yesterday was a take some profits off the table, get into a cash position, looking for some options and for trading in the next couple of weeks. I was going to lay off today. Didn't want to trade too much. I don't really trade a lot on Fridays, but it's more of this market's been more of like the hardest market I've ever traded when it comes to, like you guys have been talking about it. We're at all-time highs, but it doesn't feel like it, when you're looking at certain stocks and certain companies. And the one that a lot of our group that they've been mentioning was the hood trade. Obviously, it was kind of just like that meme, and the meme stock trade kind of coming back a little bit. And then a lot of them are also talking about the ones that are, they're going to the 52-week lows, which is not common when you're talking to a lot of traders. They're looking for things that are good, they're looking for good companies. But at the time, it seems like all the good companies are at such a high level, $500, $600 breaking all-time highs, that someone else is, a lot of groups are looking for these smaller plays and just looking for that 50, 30, 40 cent pop, instead of looking for a long-term investment at this point, is what I'm noticing a lot of times. Like even those reopening plays that are dropping down, like LVS, MGM, the Vegas reopening plays are all getting knocked down, but I don't see anybody coming in buying them up either. They're just continuing to leak here. So I think that the scare from the Delta variant and just the uncertainty of how trading is felt for me, I think that if there's a lot of, and then masks coming up everywhere, I think there's going to be a lot of froth in the market, a lot of straddle plays. I think there's going to be a lot of things traded in a range is kind of where I'm going right now. And for an options trader, that's not good for me unless I'm writing them and not buying them.
How long have you been trading? How long have you been trading?
Over 2 years professionally, every day, 6 to 10 hours a day, depending on if I have something to do that day or not. But typically it's, before that, it was just me buying, like learning. I had some people that I worked for that were highly involved in trading, they were in the automotive industry, but they were the financial departments. And I got with the director of finance. He talked to me, put me behind a computer and said, "Hey, you're a smart kid. Look at this stuff and tell me what you think. What companies do you care about?" I was 18. I'll be 35. So this is a little while ago. This is back when SI, RI, Sirius, and XM were merging. And I was just a lot tech detail boy. And I said, "Hey, they're putting these XM Sirius radios in every single car, Ford and GM." I said, "Doesn't that seem like something that would benefit the company, that regardless of subscriptions, they're actually getting paid by the manufacturer to put these modules into the cars?" And they were $160 a piece 20 years ago. That was a decent amount of money when you're talking the inventory that General Motors and Ford have. And they were at 80 cents when we bought them. And then my first trade, we sold them for over $3, like $3.60 within a few months. And it was right after the merger, and they just blasted off. And that was like the best feeling in the world. When I first started trading, was like, man, I actually did something right and made some money. And then it got into just 401k and just putting my money away, things like that, and just trying to research and learn. And then when COVID hit, it gave me a lot more time to talk to people daily that knew I was trading, and it got into just doing a little bit of a show every morning and just doing kind of what you guys do with pre-market, not to your level, but we talk about things for a few minutes, and then we have a server on Discord, like I think almost everybody in the world does now at this point, to help. It makes it easier to help share content, course creations, people's ideas, things like that. It's nice. So
do you want to share your handle in the chat so everyone knows who you are?
Yeah, I mean, our website's elitetradinglive.com, and you can get through all of our to a Discord and to all of our other social media stuff through there. But
you're elite trading in the chat, right?
Yeah, I'm elite trading in the chat when you guys see me talking to there. Yeah, that's me. I've been here since like forever. With you guys,
no, we've seen you're not new. You're not new. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
you've been around. Awesome. Do you? What do you typically trade? Like what's in your wheelhouse?
I like to trade everything that's moving that day. So when I wake up in the morning, I go through and look at the scanners, and I go through and see what I see, like pre-market today, like the top 5 I had written down, if you want to throw them up there if you guys feel like it. But SCR was on my list, ENSC, VNE, and ZY, and we had HUSN. These are all like stuff that's just moving. I like to see things that are up, 1 to 4 or 5% in the pre-market. I like to see that volatility. That's something that's going to drive the price of the option. And I really like to scalp options. So if I see an option that opens at, let's say, in the money, the stock's trading at $35, and you see $35 is $150 for that call, and then I see it spike down to a support level, and now it's trading at 80 or 70, I'll take the bid. I'll buy that and then try to flip it for 90 or 100. I'll put in the sell order right away just to get that quick pop. And I've done this for a while, where it's very dangerous for some that they're not used to doing it, because the price of the option can change drastically regardless of the price of the stock, because of theta, the expiration, etc. if you're doing like a weekly. And that's why today I don't like to mess with them, because there's a lot of expirations happening today. So I don't want to be the one that gets caught in the bad trade. I like to trade those more on like a Monday or Tuesday. And I'll just get into something that I know that there's a lot of liquidity, there's a lot of open interest at these levels, and I see what a fair price has been over the last few weeks. Weeble's got a really good an indicator or whatever that tells you the previous prices of the option, just like it would a candlestick chart for a normal stock, for the stock price. So you can actually see that it traded at 160, 130, 120, 250 all the way through, and kind of find that good average price of where it's. And then, they actually have moving averages that go along with it. I don't use them that much, but some do. But for me, it's mainly just finding a good price for an option. Where do I see that the price is trading when it's at a support and when it's at its resistance level? And I try to catch it on the support price, minus some of the intrinsic value, because if it's dipping twice, I'm sorry if I'm taking too much time, but it'll take a second dip down. And when you'll notice is, let's say it goes from 35 to 34.50. Well, that option price could lose $50 the first time, but the second time it could lose 80 or 90, because now there's more of a chance that it can hit that, it can keep on going down. So it takes the price of that option drastically down quick. And I just look for that quick little pop and get in and get out really fast. I'm not looking at more than that, just a 5 to 20% pop, and that's it.
That was a fantastic explanation, man. That was super in depth. Thank you. It was not what I was expecting, but that was really good. That was really good. All right. Do you, Jesse, you have any just final thoughts for us?
I keep on watching Benzinga and stick with you guys through because these guys really are trying to, in my opinion, you guys are changing the game up for, it's no longer your grandfather's trading game. We're not, a lot of people used to joke and say that the new Ford Taurus was no longer your grandpa's Ford Taurus, when they put out the SHO edition. And I feel like that's what trading is now. When I talk to people that have been trading 30 years, they say I look like a freaking speaking Japanese when I try to talk options to them, because they're like, what are you talking about? And they just don't like them at all, And then there's people that I know that have been trading them for years that are like, man, this is the scariest but the most fun you've ever had trading ever. And for me, what I would say ending here is that just enjoy the ride now, but there's going to be some pain on some of these big names in the future. And I don't think that just going to work every day, making 50 grand a year, putting your 10% into Apple, Google, Facebook, and Amazon is going to last forever. I just don't think it's going to last forever.
Plus, it's just less fun. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Dude, you're hired. Congratulations. Thanks a lot, man. This was a ton of fun.
Yeah, I'll come on anytime, guys. All right. I'll see you guys soon.
Up again, man.
Stay in the green, my friends.
Stay in the green.
Keep the green on the screen, baby. Let's go.
Like the green shirt.
What I love, I have my green shirt on today too. What I love about that is that you had asked him about stocks that he was looking at, and he mentioned the 3 stocks that I had on my watch list this morning as well from the Movers tool: ENSC, HUSN, METX. He also mentioned VNE and ZY. So really awesome stuff. Love the strategy about buying dips too with options. He's absolutely right. When that stuff pops back, that can be a very, very quick trade.
You know what we're missing out on?
No.
What should be in the Benzinga ETF? Hubs.
You know what? Actually, it's not just hubs. It's actually the whole SaaS space today. You can look at Salesforce as having.
That's what I want to hear, bro.
Yeah, the whole SaaS space seems to be trading high. Frankly, everything seems to be trading higher this moment, right? Unless your name is AMC, but Yeah, a lot of software, a lot of tech trading higher today.
Seems to be trading up.
SaaS software specifically. I mean, look at Square, it's still going. Hubs is still going. Twilio, right? All in the green. Not AMD.
Get sassy with me, bro.
Not big tech. Not big tech. Like a little bit smaller tech, right? And if you're ever curious, you're like, well, how do I find? Like, so I know HubSpot, right? And like, but how do I find when Spencer says like, oh, like the SaaS plays, the software as a service players are all trading higher? Well, how do I know like what trades with HubSpot? Well, you go to Benzinga Pro, go to details, go to the little peers tab right there. Boom. All these SaaS plays right here. Adobe, Salesforce, SAP, Intuit, DocuSign, Workday. So obviously there's some red, right? You see Atlassian's in the red. You see Autodesk in the red. Zoom is in the red. Zoom's got other stuff going on. It's other factors that play there. The Trade Desk is in the red. It's more of a advertising platform. But you can see here, these are peers. These are companies or stocks in the same industry or do similar things as a HubSpot would. So this is how you find relationships right there. Is in the peers tab in the details widget on Benzinga Pro.
It looks like that's what Jason did, getting Hubs from 65 all the way up to 642. We got a 10 backer there.
Boom, baby.
Wow, take some profit, my man. That's crazy profit. Good shit.
Yeah, up
Good
8%. Up 8% there. Trading up right now at 641 on the bid side. On the ask, you got pretty big spread on this one. Of course, when you get in those big higher price stocks, you got to know how to get your entries in. But man, not a bad play at all.
Not at all. Would love to hear. I mean, holding it for that long is impressive enough. Would love to hear what the entry trigger is. I know we use HubSpot here at work, so I'm sure I'm sure that plays into it.
Even Asana. I mean, Raz gave it to us. He told us to get it, but we were hanging out and not believing in it. And look at the Asana charts. Look at the Asana from IPO.
Asana?
Yeah, Asana. Look at that. From IPO, right there in October. Look where it is now.
Wow.
Not a bad one to have had in the investment account, I'll tell you that much.
No, and we talk about this a lot on the Happy Hour show. There are a couple of guys in there that have been doing this for a long time, decades, not just years, decades. And they all pretty much say the same thing. It's these moves that you have high conviction in that you hold extended periods of time. Say again? What?
Go ahead. That was me.
It's these moves that you hold for long extended periods of time that really build wealth. So if you take a look at the Hubs trade, I mean, if you believe in this company and you're long from 65, then when this is up, I mean, tenfold. This is exactly the types of moves that you're trying to hit when you take long-term swings or even investments in companies. So I know we talk a lot about some of these minute movers and things like that, and there's absolutely a place for that, but honestly, if you're going to try to build your wealth and build your portfolio, you're probably better off having a mixture of these companies. Play them tactically. Not everyone ends up like this, but Raz will keep giving you winners. That much of a promise.
Let's go back to Ryan's chart, see what he's watching.
I'm still just kind of marveling at the Hubs trade. Take a look at Upwork too. Is another one he really liked.
Yeah, he's been all over the Upwork. He loves Fiverr. Actually, did Jason ever buy Fiverr?
I think so. I know he's talked about it. I can't remember if he actually bought it, but he has absolutely talked about Fiverr.
Anyway, the hood is in the red. Yeah, the hood is in the red.
The hood. Now, one thing that is helping the hood is it is holding that 60 support on the hourly. So as long as it can kind of hold support, give us some sideways action, it's way better than just seeing the supports just give up today.
It looks pretty good on the 15-minute too. It definitely looks like it's trying to hold in here. And again, these lows here from yesterday seem to be holding up so far. I would trade it against this level, frankly, if you're doing a day trade.
Whoa! I just noticed Ethereum. Actually, on this note. Well, let's just take a second here and just look at crypto broadly across the board, and let's do a crypto update because I just looked at Ethereum. I've been sort of watching it. I mean, I watch it always. It's up on my screen. But the Ethereum update is supposed to go into effect today, guys. Ethereum just ripped higher in the last few minutes. We are up now 7% today. We were at, let me see here, a few minutes ago. And by that, I mean, call it 40 minutes ago, right? We were at 2,600. We're at 2,800 now. Okay, in 45 minutes, we're up $200 in Ethereum. Okay, just ripped higher. Didn't sort of took my eye off it for a second there. So Ethereum is ripping here. We have mixed results today. You see Bitcoin in the red, Doge in the red, but Ethereum is your story of the day. Look at the heat map there on Benzinga Pro. There is the update happening, and it's just, I mean, it just came off this huge winning streak, like 13 days in a row. It was down for a hot second there, but we are back up higher again. So Ethereum is your story of the day in crypto land. We're going to be doing more of these crypto updates every day throughout the day. We do at least 3 a day, and we do it because it's important, and we want you to see this heat map on our site. This heat map can be found on Benzinga.com. You go to Benzinga.com/markets/cryptocurrency. See this heat map right there. And so we need to keep an eye today, very close eye on Ethereum, because it's ripping, frankly, and because it does have a news event today and it's supposed to limit the supply of Ether going forward. So let's yeah, Jake, I don't know as much about it maybe as you. I'm just yeah, exactly. I'm talking about the fork, which is happening today, Jonathan. So got to have this on our screens throughout the day. Watch it super closely. We'll be watching it. I'll be watching it, and I would recommend you watch it as well. And then on this note, I want to mention that all these crypto updates that we do are brought to you by Voyager. You can get $50 for free in Bitcoin when you use the code ZING, Z-I-N-G, on Voyager. Deposit at least $100 and make your first trade. There are over 60 assets to choose from and annual yield earnings of up to 12%. Voyager is your launch pad for the world of crypto. So check it out. Code ZING, Z-I-N-G, for that Voyager offer. Watch Ethereum. Bottom line here. ETH. Keep it on the screen.
Gas prices for ETH look like they're pretty in line. A lot of times when you see some type of volatile move, whether it be an up or a down move, those gas prices will increase. That's the premium that they pay out to miners. A reason I know about that is because I mine Ethereum and then get paid out in Bitcoin. And normally when those when you see a huge move like this, normally those gas prices are a little bit higher. Don't seem to be that way today. So we'll wait and see if that changes throughout the course of the day. And then missing Jason Raznick's picks. Yeah, I bet. I mean, you get 10x huge baggers like that, everyone's missing those.
Steve Jackson, I'll put the link in the chat for you. Here we go. Benzinga.com/markets.
I'm still trying to battle Jason for a week.
What are you trying to battle him on?
One week to week.
In
Stock
what?
picks.
Oh, in terms of profits?
Yeah. I mean, I think he's the only one that can battle me.
Has he got you?
Okay.
He's the only one that I've seen giving those 100 gainers. Those 10xers.
I haven't hit one of those recently.
Hey, well, bring them to me when you got one.
I got you. It's coming. I can feel it.
I feel some too. I think the gambling sector is where I'm really going to see it. But we'll talk a little bit more about the gambling sector later on today, guys. If you guys want to come around 11 to 11:30, I'm thinking about doing a little bit more of a review into these different stocks. I know so much about so many of them. So if you want to come by and talk a little bit of gambling stocks, come by around 11 a.m. The one and only right here, Benzinga.
That's only in 40 minutes. I'd like to check that out. I'll be honest. I still think we're in the early innings of some of these online sports gambling. I think there's going to be a number of plays, and I think some of the mergers and acquisitions that you've already seen, I think that's going to continue too until we actually get towards the end of this. So I'd love that, Mitch. I'm all in.
Yeah, and I'll give some news, some recent news Jeannie had. I mean, there's just a lot of stocks in this area that I think you got to pay attention to. The think behind the things. and also just what could potentially have buyout also. So we saw a buyout happen. I think this is not the only one you're going to see, right?
Definitely.
I think you're going to start seeing a lot more of these, especially with these smaller companies getting bought up by the bigger companies that are leading the industry.
What's your thoughts on Jenny? I see a thumbs up runner mentioning it here. Mitch, we've talked about Jenny before, GENI.
All right. So full disclosure, I had the bag. So I've talked about this one for multiple times. Genie is the one SPAC that I have been on record, and I've only been on record to give one stock here. I said, what would be a SPAC that I could see myself holding forever? And one of those was Genie. I really do think that they have what it takes. They have the data behind it. They have the partnerships with just about every major sports company. And also, there are a lot of the times there's the data behind these sports betting platforms. Like they have a lot of deals with DraftKings. I mean, guys, one thing I definitely look for is the data behind sports, because the sports has gone massively into sports analytics. And I think that's just going to continue to move, whether it be from the leagues, whether it be from the sports betting platforms, whether it be just, products, right, Ryan? I mean, we got a product. How many products will come out just because of Genie's data? I think is big itself.
Yeah, and one of the things about that is the consistency in the data. That's one of the things that I like when it comes to some of these companies actually partnering. I want consistent data, right? I want to play some of these gambling plays or even fantasy sports off of data that's the same no matter where I go. So that's one of the other aspects that I kind of like about the deal this morning. I don't have as much of an angle on the actual company as you do, but like I said, I like this as a theme. So as far as SPACs go, my rule with SPACs is you want to take a look and see how the SPAC is structured. Genie's got one of the better structures out there, and that can be tough to do. I actually lean on experts to help me with that. But Genie good. TDAC, the other one that I really like. On that note.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue watching it. I just feel at the end of the day, what I always look for in companies is competitive advantage to their major competitor.
Yeah.
And if you look at all the deals, all the big deals that have happened in the last 3 months, Sports Radar has not gotten them. And what has is Genius Sports.
Interesting. That's some interesting insight into that.
That's one of my major wins, because I always talk about competitive advantage. And if I can see it in a company, I know it's going to show up in the bottom line in the long run.
Absolutely. Paul is saying Genie might be okay, but 95% of SPACs are complete garbage. Just a cash grab.
I highly doubt that. I'm going to tell you right now, in 10 years, Paul, I think you're going to be eating some of those words. Let me just say.
Ooh, big call right there.
The one thing that you got to remember is SPACs are investment tools, not trading vehicles. Too many people have started taking SPACs as trading vehicles because of the momentum and the returns that we're seeing. I mean, hey, anyone can buy a SPAC at $10 and sell it up at 14, 15 on announcement. Yeah, I mean, who wasn't trying to take that 40 to 50%? But at the end of the day, I mean, now we're not seeing 40 to 50%. We're seeing probably 20 to 30% on merger dates. So, I mean, there's still some green, and there's still definitely some green SPACs. I mean, you just got to know what you're buying. You can't just be jumping into pre-revenue SPACs and then expecting to get a long-term return in a short-term amount of time.
You know what, guys? I'm a little bit disappointed in all you, in everyone here, actually, and I'll tell you why.
Here we go.
Because yesterday came to my attention late in the day at like 4:30. That my shirt was on inside out all day long, and no one said anything.
Yeah. That was intentional. We definitely noticed. Mitch and I actually discussed it. We opted not to say anything because I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised no one else noticed it. You were crushing it with the Robinhood trade. The last thing that we were going to do is have you change something up and have your luck change. I mean, think about it. Think about it like athletes.
Thank you. You
No,
know what?
Listen. Think about it like athletes, man. They grow out a beard. They don't cut their hair because they're on a hot streak. That's what you were. The last thing that we're going to do is tell you to put your shirt on the right way and then have all of your hot streak just evaporate. We're not going to do that.
You're right. Yeah. And this is the price I pay for getting dressed in the dark. Right.
Well, you are here so early. It probably is dark when you're getting.
It's dark out. Yeah.
You didn't see the kick me sign on the back either?
No, I didn't see the kick me sign on the back.
Oh man.
Proton, nice save, Ryan. Proton, good stuff, my man. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Wait a minute. So, hey, what's going on in space stocks? ASTR. This I love the Benzinga Pro scanner tool. So
it's really awesome.
Dude,
it's really awesome.
We talked about it. Leisure.
Look at this. ASTR. Look at ASTR just now. Holy.
Yeah, I mean, this is a volume expansion break here. Shame on me for having movers up, but this is a volume expansion break here. 945 was the pop. 945 sent it. So yeah, this is an awesome one. I mean, here you can see, and guys, just for all of you out there, I've gotten a couple of questions about the scanner. Just so you're all aware, this is the scan that I'm using. It's not complicated. It's actually fairly simple. The subtype, this is going to be your default common ETF and ADR, looking for as many instruments as possible. And then I have 3 filters. A volume, this is a day volume filter. That's just for liquidity. I got to be able to get in and out. Change percent over the last 1 minute. I like to see things that are curling, rounding, or reversing. I'm a long bias trader, so I'm looking for the things that are going up. And then the volume over 1 minute. This is the key here, right? All right. If you got a pen and paper, write this down. This is the key. 220,000 shares of volume over a rolling 1 minute window. This is going to be your volume surge. This is how I'm finding it. And you can adjust this, right? You tinker with this number, find out what works for you, find out what kind of stocks are being returned. If they're the stocks that you like to trade, you might be onto something. I use this scan every single day. It's very, very simple. And as a little bit of a tease, we got relative volume coming for you soon too. So you're going to be able to even make this scan more powerful. Down here on the bottom, I like to use one of our presets. I like to use the 5-minute movers. This will give you an idea of things that are moving around. So very, very easy to set up. If you need help setting these scanners up, let our team know. I'd be happy to share these filters again. You want to screenshot this, by all means, go ahead.
Real fast, did we talk PBR at all?
Pabst Blue Ribbon?
No, Petrobras.
Yeah. PBR, it was the stock that I gave. For
sorry. I stepped away for a minute. So I
oil.
So, okay, sorry. I was just checking because Matt asked about it, so I was just checking.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was the stock that when we were looking at the Gush move, I called out. That was the top oil play that stood out to me. PBR, not a bad day for it. I mean, just pushing on up there. Didn't really, for me, give me kind of more of an entry look. So I'd be interested if someone did trade that one, how they traded it, if they traded it off maybe the red to green move. But it didn't come back to like VWAP or anything like that I like entries. But good day also, I mean, for oil overall. I mean, if you look at oil or you could look at the trade that we did in Gush, it's still moving on up. You see, like we sold it into this move here, but it's still moving on up. It's a little bit higher now. It's gone about another 2% there and still pushing right there right now at the 67.50s. Reason why we got into this is really just because we saw energy really flip from the open. It's the only one over 1%. It's trading 1.68% from the open into the green. And not a bad day for oil. If you got some oil, I mean, MRO, I'm sure you're having a good day. There you go. That's a nice VWAP play right there. Nice bounce there and ripping out. So that's why you can see a lot of times those reversals in trend. Yesterday, what did we see? We saw energy get pounded on. So when I saw the flip of momentum, I went just for the day trade, not for a long-term trade, just for the flip of the momentum trade.
All right, it's 10:31. Mitch and Ryan. I know Ryan, you got to go, and Mitch, I want to let you prep for what's going up next here. So here's what's going to happen. All right, Ryan and Mitch are going to hop out. Mitch is going to use the next half hour sort of prep for what is to come, and I'm going to say hello to Tony Benson from Patterns in a Flash. But let's preview for the people what today's going to be a special day. Today's not a normal day for us here on our stream. Here's the plan. We will have Tony Benson on right now, as I said, coming up next, and then we've got Mitch will come back. And we, me and Mitch, when we've got the CEO, as I mentioned, the BYSI on at 11:30. Then, beginning at noon today, we're doing afternoon stream, noon to 4 p.m. nonstop. A lot of usual faces that you're used to. Neil, Joel will be back at 3:30. Catherine Ross, our crypto editor, Vivi, Biotech Buzz. But just one long all-day stream. That's the plan, noon to 4. I'm excited.
All right, guys. Now, the only way this is going to happen is if we get the likes we need. Come on, guys. I'm about to tell Spencer to end this stream. I love Tony in the back, but at the same time, we need those likes to get on up. Let's go. Let's go, guys. We're only seeing 140 likes. We got over 600 people watching. I know that you might be at work, so if you need to go to the restroom right quick to hit the like button, go ahead and do it. Whatever it takes. I don't care. Put your foot over your phone, whatever it's going to take, guys. Smash that like button. Support us as we're supporting you guys doing this absolutely for free.
All right, Ryan, pleasure as always.
Likewise.
We'll see you tomorrow, man. I hope.
Sounds good. Happy hour tonight. We will see you tomorrow for sure. I'm locked and loaded. Like and subscribe, folks.
Ryan is always locked and loaded. That's like his favorite thing to say in the world. All right, Tony Benson, Patterns in a Flash. If you missed it, joined our show last Thursday at this time. Let's bring him back. He does options, technicals. Let's do it. Tony, what's up? How we doing?
Hey, good. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
We hear you okay.
Awesome.
What are you watching? How's the morning treating you? How's the week treating you?
It's good so far. Missed a couple things, but hopped on a few other ones, and so far looking good. So
let's start with what you miss, and also if you want to share your screen, please do so, and we can take a look at
where'd they go again. Where's the screen share again? Help me out.
Bottom of the screen there, it says share screen, and you can pick a window or a program. Should be in the bottom there.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Sorry.
Oh wow! Look at Robinhood. Holy, what's gone into this thing? Look at the last few minutes of Robin. Oh, never mind. I take that back.
Let's see.
I'll take that back. Forget I mulligan on the hood. There we go. Okay, got yours.
See that there?
What are we looking at here? There's a lot going on.
Well, Norwegian. I know you guys were talking about that earlier this morning, but just a little tiny miniature inverted head and shoulders here from the yesterday. So I was looking for a pop to the upside and basically looking for it to break above this level here. And if it did, then I was going to get on, but I didn't. I left it sit there, it danced around a little bit, and I missed this little pop here, but it is what it is. Not much I can do about the things that I missed. So I'm a little cranky with that, but Fubo, which I don't know, I know that's been on a few times. This is one I've just grabbed a little bit ago. Again, just looking at the pattern because I am a patterns guy. That's all I look for is patterns. Purely technicals, patterns, little ascending triangle from yesterday, looking for a breakout to the upside. And it is running. So all I do is basically just put a trading plan on. So the resistance there at 25.36, as you can see, the blue line there.
Yep.
So that's where I'm looking for the breakout. And then my stop is just below that. That red line at 25.31 is where I'm getting out if it goes against me.
Why is that your stop?
It's just below the highs of yesterday. So that resistance line at 25.36.
Mm-hmm.
I just put it back. Basically, I figure if it's going to break that point right there, it's probably going to continue lower. I'm no longer confident in the upside move if it breaks below that point. So fairly simple. I try to keep it as simple as possible. And then the target right up here, the resistance from a couple days ago, 25.85, which obviously it's blown right through that.
Right.
And I'm going to move this stop right up here as it keeps going. So I just popped 1,000 shares at 25.46 or 25.45 there. I'll just put a buy stop order out there. This is for a day trade.
Yeah.
Just pick it up. And if it keeps running, I'll just put a stop. I've got a stop on half the position. I'll keep moving that up as it runs. And then it stops me out and I'll reevaluate. We've blasted right through the target there. So this one's going extremely well right now.
Nice. Nice trade. Question from the chat, Marty. Can you pull up Micron?
Micron. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's go full screen on this.
Specific question about it, or
Marty says pull up a weekly on Micron.
a weekly on Micron?
Marty says Micron has an AMD pattern. Well, that's wishful. I hope it has an AMD pattern. I mean, let's take a look.
So we're looking at a weekly chart?
Yeah, tell us what you see in this.
Yeah. I see a kind of a head and shoulders. That's maybe a little stretch.
Okay.
If you can all see that little tiny left shoulder, little tiny right shoulder, but it's breaking back above the neckline, so it's pretty much negated at this point. Moving back to a daily chart. Probably going to be some resistance right there about 85. I mean, obviously we're in the intermediate term, we're in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. So I see it, and I don't know where it's at intraday. Where's that right now? 83. It's down a little bit, huh? 81.43. Yeah, this is. I usually don't. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for a pattern, then I'm looking for it to be at a resistance or a support. I'm not getting in. If this thing runs up to 84.35 or so, 85 somewhere in that area, and then gives some kind of reversal signal like the evening star we have here, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. Right now, it's, as far as I'm concerned, this thing's right kind of in the middle of the range. So unless, yeah, I can't even draw a little, could put a trend line on here, I guess, but it's even a little bit above that. So I'd either want it to move back below this or break this level of 74 if I was bearish. For a bullish move, I'd want it to get above that 84.34 first and look for a run up to about 95. But as far as patterns go, I don't see a whole lot of patterns here.
Okay.
Is that
any more tickers in the chat? Drop them in and we'll have Tony look at it. But no, what else?
Is that BYSI?
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's one that you're going to be able to make much sense out of.
No. Yeah, who knows? I'm assuming that's some kind of news. Drug stock.
Well, we're going to have the CEO on in about an hour to find out what exactly is going on here because I am at a loss. But if you have any more tickers that are not crazy high flyers like that actually have some sort of price history, drop them in. And Barry T, we just talked about Fubo. Speaking of Fubo, actually, Tony, is there what else is working out for you today besides that one?
Oh, Fubo?
Or besides Fubo, what else?
Twitter was. Hopefully it hasn't switched gears yet, but Twitter's hopped on Twitter again. There's basically just created this little base yesterday. It's been stuck in a little channel, just looking for it to possibly break out. Make it a little bit bigger there. So if it gets stuck in a range like this, I mean, there was trying to think of the one yesterday, similar. It'd been in a range for 4 or 5 days. I'd traded it, waiting for it to break out. And then yesterday it broke out and I missed it. Of course, that's cranky, but it is what it is. It happens all day, every day, especially day trading. It's you miss trades all the time. So I try not to. I've had to learn to refocus on not what I missed, but what I'm actually getting. So
sure.
In fact, I'm going to move this up a little bit. So just looking for it to break out. I mean, I'm basically looking for a pattern and looking for it to break out of the pattern. Here we've got the little resistance there at, what's that, at 69.02, right at 69. So I figured if it breaks above there, it's probably going to move higher. The next level up is about 69.62, which is a little short. I could have put it up here at 70, but I usually put it a little shorter. Than if it keeps on running, I just keep on pulling the stop up and just let it go, just like on Fubo. So there's eBay, and then whoops.
What time frames do you usually trade? This is from Jonathan.
When I'm swing trading, if I'm swing trading an option daily, I look at daily charts. Day trading, I'm looking at 5 minutes. I'm simply looking at 5 minute and volume. That's it.
Okay.
Keep it very, very simple. That's crazy. About 20 years ago, I day traded. I had an opportunity to prop trade, and there was a gentleman that all he traded with was price and volume. Well, you're crazy. How can you do that? And now here I am 20 years later. That's all I do pretty much. So I don't. The other indicators they're good. They can be handy, but I mean, this is the price is about 95% of the decision. So there's Sava. This is another one that is just basically sitting kind of even right now, but a little downtrend yesterday that it broke out of this morning. We get back to, was looking for, it's building a little base here over the last couple of days. Again, this is just a 5 minute chart, but I figured if it broke above that level, then we could go higher and fill that gap that's here from, what's that, 2 or 3 days ago. So this is one, obviously, I know we've seen this. It's been on the show a few times, but a big mover. There's $7 or $7.5 of potential here for the upside. So I didn't take a real big position because there's a lot of risk there. But if it does pop, and it did, it ran up and hit the entry point. So again, I've got that resistance level here, the blue line. What's that, 93.67? So I was looking for a break above that, and then I just drop a stop in slightly below there, wherever I no longer feel confident in the move that I expect it to take. And then the target up there filling the gap 102.31. And then I just punch in the numbers, put in the stop and the target into my 3-to-1 calculator, and it spits out the entry point 94.86. So I have 3 times upside for the amount of risk I've got.
What about from Paul Ader? What about PayPal here?
Sava can be anywhere. PayPal. That's oh my gosh, how come I'm drawing a blank on the ticker? What is it again?
PYPL. I do
PYPL. That's right.
It all the time. There are like a handful of tickers that I just, for whatever reason, can't remember. It's one of them. Well, not that one, but there
was I saw one yesterday too. I'm trying to think of what it was. It was so there's obviously a nice little base there. I don't know if we call it an inverted head and shoulders or not, but that's the funny thing. I don't get too picky. I used to be really OCD about patterns and how they got to be exactly the pattern that it's. And now it's like, okay, it's an inverted head and shoulders, a triple bottom, double bottom. The end of the day, they're pretty much all the same. Doesn't change a whole lot. The end result is usually very, very similar.
Yeah,
I think if it gets above there, if it stays above this level, what's that at? 282.78. Possibly move to 282. Sometimes I'll jump to a longer time frame. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. If there's not much up there, if it's hard to tell where the resistance level's at. If I've got 5 days and a 5 minute, if that's not enough, then
a few questions about the 3-to-1 calculator that you were using.
Tell you about it?
Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah. How to get that?
How about it? You want me just to use it?
Yeah, that'd be good.
So looking at this, stops a little. And I always color code everything. Just I don't know how far away that is. 287.34. Well, we'll just do it. So the first thing I do is look at the stop, because that's always right. It's all about risk management for me. It's like you've got to have your stop. You got to put it in there and keep it. And so that's the first thing I look for. And then basically this is inside the tool that I have, Patterns and Flash, just a training tool.
And I'll put the link to that, everyone, in the chat right now.
Awesome. Thank you.
The Bing.
Yeah, it's a 2-week trial. I mean, everybody's got a 2-week trial, right? Then I'll put the target, 280.59, which I've got there. I'll make that green in just a second. But then that spits out the entry point based on a 3-to-1 risk reward. So I've got 81 cents of risk, $2.44 of potential upside. Then I'll just I'm just going to use this line. Not exactly, because the entry point is right there. It's actually below the target, because that stop is a long ways away, because obviously it's a volatile stock, right? So it can move a lot. It's got a big range. Right. And that's the thing I'm looking at. I mean, you look at the candles this morning, I've got to put it far enough away so that it doesn't wiggle me out, right? We all get whipsawed out. And that's never fun, to get into something, get stopped out, and then have it go the direction you're looking for. So we've got to give it enough room to play around a little bit. So
I just want to take a moment to reassert that Ethereum is still ripping higher here. So
PLTR. What is?
Ethereum.
Oh.
Just ripping higher all morning. Not all morning, the last hour.
Whoops. What was that ticker again? PLTR?
Palantir, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing this.
Or PayPal, PYPL. No, it's
PayPal again.
Oh, it's PL. Yeah, it's Palantir. You're right, Palantir. Let's go. Let's see what we got.
Are we talking intraday now? I guess that's the question. Are we looking at a day trade or a swing trade type of thing?
I don't know. Peter, I don't know how that name is pronounced. Tell us what you're looking for, Ben Palantir. Peter Kaczynski.
I mean, as far as patterns, there's a little, it's just always the first thing I look for, because that's the beauty of patterns. They're predictable and reliable and repetitive, mainly because it's all based on human emotion, right? And we don't change for the most part.
This is for a swing. Well, all right. Well, what does that mean? Does that mean a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months?
Yeah, everybody uses.
I use 3 different definitions of the word swing trade.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta get clarity. You never know what somebody means, right?
Right. I don't even know what I mean half the time when I say that. So anyway, oh man,
is that you?
That was me. Okay, so
okay, that's not me. Good.
Yeah, they do have earnings coming up. That's true. Everyone has earnings coming up. So they're on the 12th after the bell, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, on the 12th was after, but
before the bell on that.
But there's a nice little support right there, about 21.30. So if I was looking bullish on this, then I would put the stop right there, just below the low wick of that day, maybe a little tiny bit higher. But in other words, that point right there is where it's dipped below the line. So if it breaks that level, that's where I'd no longer be confident in the upside. So I put my stop right there at 2022. And upside wise, yeah, that's another one I'd trail it up. So then I'll just put my target just slightly below there, just in case it doesn't get there. Now I just punch the numbers in. 2022, it's 83, 87. So then I just drop this in. I like to copy and paste. It's just much easier. So there's a trading plan basically where now I'm looking at, if I wouldn't get into this thing, that's 2187, which, where's that 20? Could you maybe fudge a little bit and, maybe take a small position? I would look at maybe taking just a little position if you're bullish on this. But then you take a little more risk by doing that too, right? Because your stop's further away. So,
right.
Was that, did that answer the question?
I
Paul?
I think so. I think people are just looking for your thoughts on how you think about it. Okay, fine. We will look at BTBT. Okay,
it is a tough trade. Every trade's tough, is it not? Because you never know what's going to happen, right? And that's the hard part. BTBT.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick intraday look first. That was a nice little breakout there. Oh, yeah, Golden Bowl. I remember this popped up on my radar the other day. Is this a gold stock? I can't remember. I was trying to figure out what it was exactly.
It's a Bitcoin miner.
Oh, okay. There we go.
BTBT. Yeah.
That's why the pop, obviously, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a ton of momentum, ton of move. The question is, how much further does it have to go? I mean, is it going to move like it did here all the way back to 30? So, and that's what's tricky. That's what's tricky with these. I would actually look for, I'm not a huge fan of jumping on these when they're moving like this. I've done that plenty of times. It comes back to bite me a lot of times. But if it kind of settles into dances, I'd wait for this thing to see if it creates a little pennant or flag type of pattern, and then look for a breakout above that level. At this point, I mean, jumping on it right here, I don't usually do, because the odds of it pulling back may be good. It could run to 30 very easily, like it did before. But I don't know. Other than looking at the chart, I don't know anything about the company. So I purely look at the charts. That's all I look at. So but it's always going to break out today.
All right. Here's one I like. This is from Webcoin. Viacom for a 1 month swing. Yes. Time horizons. Let's go.
I was looking at that this morning too. It popped up at least, but
okay.
For a 1 month swing, yeah, this thing just got hammered.
I know, but it was all, look, it wasn't ever supposed to be up where it was. Like it was never really worth $100. That was just Bill Wang doing stupid swaps and blowing up. But now the question is like, okay, just because it wasn't worth 100, I mean, is it worth more than 40, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It never deserved to be that high, but does it deserve to be this low?
Well, it's been as low as 10, so.
Well, not recently, but yes.
Yeah, exactly.
You have thoughts on? I mean, it's hard because this thing is just so.
Yeah, it's just sitting there. It's kind of flatline basically. So it doesn't get me excited. That's for sure. I mean, at least not right now. If it breaks one way or the other, then yeah. But it's hard to say. I mean, where's the top end? I'm gonna move that up just a slight bit right there. So there's where I put the stop just below the lows of the last few months there. And then, whoops. How did he get that? So I'm gonna put the target right up there, 45.53. This is what I've been looking at. So it all depends on now is the risk reward worth it if you can get into it. 679 upside, 226 of risk, go 38.74. And the one thing that I think is really, really important is, and you had said it the other day, actually, I can't remember when it was, but you were trading Hood, and you hopped on it and rode that real quick, and then it locked up, and and you said you just got lucky, and it was I like that. It was good because that's one thing
I did.
that I figured out a long time ago. A good trade is if you had a plan and stuck to it. Otherwise, it's just pure luck, right?
That's exactly what it was.
So I've done many of those. I've had those where I got in on a feeling and it went against me. I didn't stop out. I just held on, hoping, and
yeah,
all of a sudden, you just get lucky and it goes up and it's like, okay, good. But then there's many other times where I've had the opposite happen where it doesn't go. Okay.
So
as far as Viacom goes, I mean,
yeah.
If you're really bullish on it, you think it's going to run up, I'd be looking at, a possible move up to 45.53 up to that previous resistance. But there's the trading plan I would use. If you enter at 38.74, I'd stop out at 36.48 because then it's breaking the lows. And if it breaks the lows, then all bets are off. You never know how low it could go.
Okay, for Maz Raz, can you cover Lucid, LCID? Sure, Maz, Lucid Motors, LCID. This is finally.
Is it me or is it just new? That's brand new.
Well, it's a SPAC that got de-SPACed. So I don't know if your chart will have the old chart history. If you look at CCIV, will that pull up the old data for you?
CCIV?
CCIV is in Victor.
Churchill Capital?
Yeah. So
is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay. Still not even that old.
Well, SPAC, so no.
Yeah. Well, the first thing I see, which is not, I see a head and shoulders there. But that's also, usually that comes at the end of an uptrend. So it's kind of just sideways essentially. But as far as just a basic support and resistance, I'd be looking at right there. It'd be the same as with Viacom. I'd put a stop down here. You got that big low there a couple weeks ago. And then you've got 20 coming in as a round number, which may act as support as well. So from a technical perspective, again, it's not one that gets me jumping up and down excited, but
man, you know what? Somebody really is selling a lot of AMC at 32.50. That's twice today. We've tried to get through 32.50 or call it 32.60, and that's 0 for 2. So yeah, someone big is standing in the way right there.
AMC.
Yeah.
This is one I've kind of steered clear of all the meme stuff. I watch it, and there's times I've been tempted to jump on it just for a quick day trade. But then, there's got to be a significant enough pattern for me to get into it.
Yeah.
And yesterday the day before yesterday, there was a decent little one here where, we've got a little triangle basically, and a break of that, but in the morning time, it gapped up above it, so it kind of negated it actually, and then so it's no longer valid there. So that's the tricky part. But that's the beauty of patterns too. I use them on daily. I analyze the daily chart the same as I analyze a 5 minute. So I don't see really any significant patterns here on AMC that I would be willing to trade off of. Runs that's one I was watching this morning, an inverted head and shoulders yesterday. And it broke out, but then it came back. I actually sat on it, waited to get in. I didn't get in. Then it dropped like this. I'm okay, good. I'm glad I didn't get into that now. That's what I'm happy I stayed out of.
Right.
It's always a mixed bag, right? There's ones you're happy you stayed out of, and then ones you wish you would have gotten into.
I mean, I've lost count. I lost count a long time ago of all the times I was like, "Whew, thank God I didn't buy that thing."
Yep. Cuts both ways, right? Sometimes you're glad you're in, other times you're glad you're out.
Oh yeah.
So, anything else? What else are we looking at?
Okay. Man, there's a lot of people ask about SoFi. What do you think? All right, why don't you look at SoFi for us? SOFI, recent SPAC. This is the biggest bag I'm holding. It's not even pretty fortunate. It's not even that big a bag right now, but I am down a minute from 20 and change. And what are we at now? 16.
Yeah. I mean, it's in that little range. This thing obviously has lots of potential. If it broke up to the upside, this is one I actually do like the looks of, because we got a solid support there, about $15. And I would put a stop if it breaks to the upside. And again, trying to get ahead of it. If it breaks to the upside, I'd be looking for a move up to. There's a little bit there right in here somewhere, which is still a decent upside for a $16 stock.
This is what I'm in long term though, so I try not to look at the chart all the time. I get asked about it constantly.
Yeah,
I don't know what else there's to say. I remain bullish, but you are not me. And if you can't take, $7, $8 worth of pain, then that's okay. That's okay. See, I didn't even know that they report earnings next week until you guys just mentioned it in chat. So, that's how not closely I'm paying attention to this. I try not to, at least.
They're announcing earnings this week, do you say?
Next week, I guess. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Let's look it up. I don't even
know.
know.
That's always tricky. You never know what's going to happen with earnings. So
August 12th after the close. What day is that? That's a week from
Well,
today.
whoever brought this up, thank you. I'll be watching it, because now if it breaks to the upside, because the big volume spikes, that's another thing that, right, on those days there.
So do you have like an alert? How does that work? Like, will you get pinged when that happens?
Yeah, I'll go throw this in toss and put an alert at 1693. Or if it's moving that day, I don't even actually. This is a daily, so let's see where's that at right now. Actually, is it already above there?
No.
So yeah, let's. I'll make this a daily real quick, and we'll just duplicate that here. I don't remember what the numbers were exactly, but yeah, it'd be
1693 was your number.
What was it again? I'm trying to remember.
1693, I think, is what you said.
I'll just throw a bunch of lines. I'll just do this as quick as I can. I'll cheat a little bit. See if I can. There we go. So yeah, I'll get this all in there real quick, and then 1693 is the entry point. Yeah. Now some people probably have white orange. Well, green's the target, red's the stop, and there wasn't a decent other color that was bright enough to work. So
do it.
I'm sure somebody's thinking that. Somebody's this is OCD as me, maybe. So now I've got a trading plan out. Now I just sit and wait. I mean, I'll put an alert on it. Well, actually, because it's below that, I'll put an alert right there on that line. I'll just throw an alert at it. And if it's above 1655, then it'll let me know, pop up, and then I go look at it and evaluate it and see what it looks like, analyze it. And if it still looks good, and then I'll throw an order out there at 1693. If I'm swing traded, and if I'm looking at an option, I'll usually throw a contingent order out that says if it hits 1693, then go buy me, whatever option I'm looking at. If I'm looking at a call, just buying the stock, just put a buy stop in there. And then I'll just trail it up if it continues to move up, I'll trail it up. Just move the stop up as it goes.
I love trailing stops.
Yeah.
Trailing stops are the best.
Yes.
Because you're saving yourself from yourself.
Exactly.
Right? It takes away all the emotion.
Yep.
I love it.
And that is the challenging part to trading, is managing the emotions.
Right.
So it's a roller coaster ride. But I like the looks of this. I like the little base building. You could call it double bottom, triple bottom, whatever you want to call it. But if it breaks out to a higher point, especially the big volume on those up days, that definitely looks good to me. So I like the looks of this. So anything else?
No, I think that's
Uber.
All right, we'll look at Uber. Yeah, how's that doing today? Is it still trading higher?
I don't like it.
What a reversal! Oh my god, all these things.
Yeah.
Too. It's not just Uber. Look at Roku. No, take that back. Look at Lyft. Yeah, what a reversal today. Uber leading the way.
Yeah, Uber is well, right now I'm kicking myself. I didn't get out first thing in the open. I almost did, but this is one that I did. I got in back. You can see I already had a trading plan on here because I've been trading this for a while, and I had this plan way back here in, I don't know what's that, April. And then finally it came up and kept dancing on that 52 level. And then finally I got into it. I can't remember exactly where, but somewhere right around the entry point there of 50-40. I think I got in a little bit ahead of that. I just put a small position in, but then earnings was coming up and it finally dropped off enough where I took out the bulk of my position. I think I took about 80% of my position out with a profit. I got all my money back plus a profit. So anything that happened with earnings today was just going to be gravy. I had puts on it, right? So it gapped down first thing this morning. I almost went and pulled the trigger. I went, let's wait a little bit and see if it drops off. And it keeps going. I wish it would have turned back over. I was expecting it to roll back over, hit 42, and then roll back over and head down, but it didn't. So, but again, I don't care. Whatever I get out of my puts at, I'm already profitable anyway, so it doesn't matter. That's something I've been playing with this earnings season, is looking for a pattern for a breakout. If it breaks ahead of earnings a week or two, getting into a position and then taking out most, if not most of it, as long as I can get all my capital back and then just let it ride over earnings, the little bit that's left. So give it a chance for a possible home run. So.
All right, Tony Benson, the link to Patterns in a Flash that I put in the chat is also in the description of this video. And Tony, great stuff. We'll have you back on next Thursday, and stay green out there.
Appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Paul in the chat. I don't actually know if Dennis. Maybe I don't remember if I wasn't paying attention, but did Dennis say he wanted to buy Uber today, or because he usually doesn't like to do it the day after the day of the report? So yeah, Dennis was spot on with his Uber call today, but I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't buy it at all. Maybe he did. Maybe he said he would, and I just forgot that part. But it was a good call. I mean, look, frankly, we're mostly green across the board. There was a question about a SPAC from Spacula, EVLV. So full disclosure, Spacula, I do not know about this company, what they're doing. SPAC Stack is taking the day today because Chris is out and we're doing an all-day stream. But with regards to this, I take your word for it, Spacula, that their AI metal detectors are 10 times more efficient. Okay, I will take your word for that. I say this as somebody who is currently long a SPAC, I'm long PSTH, and you gotta, if you're gonna own these things, playing them for a day trade is one thing, but anything longer term, you gotta just kind of put it away, you stick it in a drawer and forget about it. If you really believe in the company and the product, and then great, but they've been out of favor. And there have been some days here and there where it looks, maybe SPAC's back in favor today, but by and large, they're out of favor. I mean, this thing's trading below par. It's 747, right? I don't know if I've seen the SPAC that low. Oh, it's not a SPAC anymore, but D-SPAC. I don't know if I've seen D-SPAC. I'm sure there are others. Look, we said this before, right? The other side of the SPAC mania is that there are some SPACs that were going to end up paying huge premiums, and they were going to end up overpaying for these companies. Fundamentals didn't matter on the way up; they matter on the way down. I don't know if this SPAC overpaid or what, but the bottom line is SPACs are out of favor. If you own them, if you own a lot of them, you probably shouldn't. I own one, but if you own them and you're in it for the long term, then be in it for the long term. Though, don't let yourself get shaken out. By a couple dollars. Like in the grand scheme of things, 10 to 750 is actually not that bad, right? 25%. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to be excited about the space right now. It really is. Anyway, back to the scanner tool. Always have an eye on this. And I mentioned this earlier that I keep this news feed open in the bottom right-hand corner just so I know if there's a headline. And there was a headline this morning on Astra, ASTR, that we missed. And whoa, ASTR. Come on, news feed. All right, let's go do the all refresh trick. Newsfeed is not cooperating for me. The headline was something about a launch. They announced a timetable for a launch. Let's try this. Uh-oh, having some problems. Let me put the word out. All right, well, whatever. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to... Wow, that newsfeed's being so strange. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me tell the dev team that we're doing that we got some problems with this newsfeed right now. Okay. I'm gonna hop off. Here's what's gonna happen. So this stream is ending. Okay, this stream that we're on now is going to end. When is Weber open? Good question. Probably within an hour or two. We have any indications? Okay. Having some problems there. I don't know. Duncan Dave. This stream is going to end. Okay. Our next stream is ready to go. I've mentioned this before. This is going to be the afternoon stream. We're going basically from 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock today. We've got the cannabis hour going as normal, but all day stream happening on the very next show. So this stream will end right now when I end it, and it'll redirect you to the all-day stream on YouTube. So all that being said, yeah, I mean, Mitch is there right now. He's about to go live. I'll hop on in a few minutes. We do remember have the CEO of BYSI. What did I say? BYSI. What did I say? BYSI. BeyondSpring. BYSI CEO will be on 20 minutes. We'll have Options Mike on at noon. More guests throughout the day. Glenn Sanford will be on at 12:30. He's the CEO of EXPI. And we got a lot going on. So drop me a like, and I'll see you guys over on the very next stream.
We'll be right back.